To Mets fans, it's your boy CP, and welcome back to True Mets Talk podcast. In this video, we are talking about Pete Alonso's 2024 struggles across the board, and we are taking a look at one particular pitch in which has given him the most trouble here in this contract year. Let's get into it. All right, before we get fully into this video, as always, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It definitely helps the channel grow. You don't even have to deviate away from this video. Bottom right-hand corner, just hover over that icon and hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the comment section down below. I want to hear what you all, as the viewers, have to think about Pete Alonso and some of the inside numbers that we will be looking at here over the next couple of slides. You see here in 2024 in red, the numbers are career lows across the board for Pete Alonso. When you talk about slugging percentage, when you talk about OPS in his 53 home run year. His rookie season in 2019 was all the way at 941, and now he's hovering just under 800, which was kind of surprising to me that he's even up there in the OPS category, given the slugging percentage this season. And just given the fact that Pete Alonso and his at-bats in general in 2024, even to the naked eye, for someone who's a Mets fan or isn't a Mets fan that just happens to watch Pete Alonso take at-bats, have not looked good across the board over the entirety of this 2024 season. And obviously the big talking point that I think a lot of Mets fans and people around the league have been catching on to is that this is a career low year with Pete Alonso and his production with runners in scoring position. You take a look at his rookie year, with runners in scoring position, he was hitting 246, obviously a career high in 2022 across the board. But you see there an even 300th runners in scoring position, and now he's at a lowly 225, especially in a season, right, where the Mets need him the most in the middle of the order to make this playoff push. 12 games left of the season. Pete Alonso is going to need to figure out something fast, and he's going to need to figure something out against this slider because opposing pitchers are going to keep throwing that pitch to him. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But you see here across the board, again, here are Pete Alonso's values and his numbers across the board against the slider strictly. Now, he's also struggled with a knuckle curveball for those starters that have that in their arsenal. The splitter as well, Pete Alonso struggled with, as has every other Mets bat in this lineup against the splitter. But we are here to talk about the slider in particular because every single time Pete Alonso gets a slider, especially in a pitcher's count, whether it be 0-2, 1-2, or even sometimes 2-2, these pitchers know exactly where to place that slider on the outer third of the plate and maybe even a ball or two off the plate to try to induce a Pete Alonso whiff. And more so than not, they've been successful here. You see also career low values against the slider specifically. Pete Alonso is hitting his on-base percentage, steadily dwindling over his career against the slider. He's at 210 this year in the OBP category. The slugging percentage is under 300 against the slider, and the OPS is a lowly 480 against the slider. Right? You take a look at other seasons, 922 OPS in 2021. You look at a 784 OPS in his career high home run year with 53 home runs in 2019. Even that was at a 784. So what's been going wrong with Pete Alonso and this slider? And for me, when I look at Pete Alonso's at-bats and I look at the breakdown and I look at videos of him in seasons prior, I don't think that there's anything wrong or overly wrong with his mechanics, right? I think it has to do about mindset. It has to do with approach, right? He knows it's his contract year. We know it. Scott Boras knows it. Maybe he's pressing a little bit. But it's also about him not being able to recognize the pitch out of the pitcher's hand. And this is a talking point that Keith Hernandez in the booth over the years has mentioned so very often, and what made him such a great hitter at the MLB level against off-speed pitches was picking up the spin out of the pitcher's hand. And that's something where it looks like Pete Alonso is totally guessing at this season. He looks like he even knows the slider might be coming. He might be guessing slider, which is going to leave him susceptible to the fastball. But even when he gets the slider, he can't pick up that late break. We just saw a pitch last night from Jake Irvin in his first at bat. The slider looked down the middle and then it broke right off the plate into the other's batter's box very late. And these pitchers with the spin rates of 2024 amongst all the pitchers in this league, it's a very tough pitch to hit and pick up. But major league hitters that are successful and even successful just laying off the pitch, let alone hitting it, are able to pick up the pitch and the spin out of the pitcher's hand, and also are able to identify the late break on these pitches. And that's something that I think that Pete Alonso definitely has not been able to do, which is contributing to the numbers that you see on your screen here. And you take a look at this last slide as well. I'm very surprised with the numbers on the left-hand side. The K rate, the strikeout rate percentage on Pete Alonso's numbers with this slider are not even a career low, but they're still hovering on the lower end at 32.2%. You see here, it was under 30% in 2022, which was fantastic. Obviously, it's going to help the rest of your numbers. But you take a look at the weighted runs created plus, you see here over 100 every single year, 111 in his rookie year, up to 134 in 2021. And now it's just at a lowly 44 WRC plus against the slider in 2024. That is absolutely abysmal. And that just goes to show you and paints the picture of how bad he's been against this pitch. But also, as I was mentioning earlier, 12 games left to go in this season. Pete Alonso is going to have to figure out this slider because pitchers are going to keep throwing him this pitch. Again, they have no incentive to throw him anything straight as soon as they get into a pitcher's friendly count, being 1-2, 0-2, etc. When Pete Alonso has 2 strikes, he can expect, and we can all expect, that the slider is coming. And just the overall sliders thrown to him over the seasons has steadily increased outside of that 2020 COVID year. You see here last year as well was a career high with 583 sliders seen in Pete Alonso's at-bats. And you look at the differential from last year to this year, he's already seen 669 sliders through 150 games. And that number's only going to go up with 12 games left to go. So again, when it's crunch time, and it is right now for the Mets offense, especially without Francisco Lindor, the guys in the middle with Pete Alonso are going to have to step up, and Pete Alonso is going to have to figure out this slider. Again, want to know what you all have to think. These numbers shocked me, especially with how bad Pete Alonso's been with this pitch. I know he's been bad with it. I understand that, but not this bad. This really caught my eye and surprised me. So hit the thumbs up on this video if you like this breakdown. Subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more 2024 New York Mets streams, post games, pre games, all that good stuff, and these pre-recorded breakdowns. I definitely appreciate you all. Let's go Mets. Hopefully Pete Alonso can turn it around, and we'll see you all next time. It's your boy CP. I'm out. Peace.
Thank you for watching the True Mets Talk podcast. Make sure you're tapping on that notifications button and checking out all the latest content on the channel. Thank you.